Let's get started. Number 10. You think you're seeing color correctly? You're not. Right now, you're looking at the world in what you think is full color. Reds are red, blues are blue. Everything seems obvious and objective. But here's the truth. Color doesn't exist outside your brain. It's a hallucination your mind creates from electromagnetic wavelengths. Your eyes have 3 types of cone cells. Each detects different wavelengths of light. Your brain takes that data and invents the experience of color. But here's where it gets weird. Not everyone's cones are the same. Some people have genetic variations that let them see millions more color distinctions than you. They're called tetrachromats. To them, your red looks completely different, and it gets stranger. The dress. Remember that viral photo? Some people saw blue and black, others saw white and gold. Same image, different brains. Your brain was making assumptions about lighting and context, then constructing color based on those assumptions. You weren't seeing the dress. You were seeing your brain's best guess about the dress. Everything you see is your brain's interpretation, not objective reality. You're living in a controlled hallucination, and you don't even know it. Number 9. Your memory is fiction. You remember your childhood birthday party, the cake, the friends, your mom's smile. It feels real, vivid, true. It's probably not. Every time you remember something, you're not accessing a video file. You're reconstructing the memory from fragments, and every reconstruction changes it slightly. Studies from Northwestern University found that the act of remembering alters the memory itself. Your brain fills in gaps with assumptions, suggestions from others, or details from different events entirely. That's why siblings remember the same childhood event completely differently. You're both confident, you're both wrong. Even worse, false memories can be implanted easily. Psychologist Elizabeth Loftus proved you can convince people they were lost in a mall as a child, even when it never happened. Your brain accepts the story and builds supporting memories around it. Eyewitness testimony, the thing that sends people to prison, is notoriously unreliable for this exact reason. Your memory isn't a recording. It's a story your brain keeps rewriting, and you trust it completely. Number 8. You don't actually multitask. You think you're reading this while listening to music and keeping an eye on your messages. You're multitasking, productive, efficient? No, you're task switching, and you're terrible at it. Your brain can only consciously focus on one thing at a time. When you think you're multitasking, you're rapidly bouncing between tasks, losing efficiency with every switch. Research from Stanford University found that people who multitask regularly are actually worse at filtering irrelevant information and switching between tasks than people who focus on one thing. The multitaskers think they're better at it. Test scores say otherwise. Every time you switch tasks, there's a cognitive cost. Your brain needs time to reorient. It's called attention residue. Part of your focus stays on the previous task, making you slower and more error-prone. And when you're multitasking with anything important, your error rate skyrockets. Texting while driving makes you 23 times more likely to crash. Not because your hands are busy, because your brain literally cannot process driving and texting simultaneously. It toggles between them, and in that split second of toggle, you miss the brake lights ahead. Your brain is lying to you about your abilities. You're not a multitasker, you're just distracted. Number 7. You think you're in control of your decisions. You're in a store. You see 2 products. You compare them logically and choose the better one. Rational decision made. Except that's not what happened. Your unconscious brain decided first. Your conscious mind just invented a reason afterward. Neuroscientist Benjamin Libet discovered something disturbing. When people made a simple decision, like pressing a button, their brain showed activity indicating the decision up to 7 seconds before they consciously felt like they'd decided. Your brain makes the call. Then it tells you that you made the call. You're just narrating decisions that already happened. This is why marketing works. Stores manipulate your unconscious brain with music, lighting, smells, and product placement. You think you're choosing rationally. You're not. You're responding to subconscious triggers. Then your brain invents logical-sounding reasons. I bought this because it's a good deal. No, you bought it because it was at eye level. The lighting made it look appealing, and the store played slow music that made you linger. Free will might be the biggest lie your brain tells. You're a passenger narrating a ride you think you're driving. Number 6. Confidence has nothing to do with accuracy. Someone speaks with absolute certainty. No hesitation, strong eye contact, you believe them. But confidence is not correlated with correctness. In fact, the most confident people are often the most wrong. It's called the Dunning-Kruger effect. People with low expertise overestimate their competence because they don't know enough to realize what they don't know. Meanwhile, actual experts are filled with doubt because they understand how complex the topic is. So the loudest voice in the room is usually the least informed. And your brain treats confidence as a shortcut for truth. This is why conspiracy theories spread. Confident people make bold claims. Uncertain experts say it's complicated. Your brain picks the confident one because certainty feels safer than nuance. But reality doesn't care about confidence. The surgeon who says probably fine might save your life. The one who says definitely fine might kill you. Your brain is wired to trust confidence. It's wired wrong. Number 5. You're not seeing the present. Right now feels like now, but it's not. Everything you see, hear, and feel is delayed. Light hits your retina. Signals travel through neurons. Your brain processes the data and constructs a coherent experience. That takes time, about 80 milliseconds. You're living in the past, a fraction of a second behind reality. Your brain hides this from you by predicting what's about to happen and showing you that instead. It's constantly making micro-predictions to keep your experience smooth. When you catch a ball, you're not reacting to where it is. You're reacting to where your brain predicted it would be. Most of the time, this works. But when predictions fail, you get glitches. Ever mishear someone, and then a split second later, the correct words suddenly snap into place? That's your brain's prediction failing and reality catching up. Optical illusions work because they exploit your brain's predictive shortcuts. You're not experiencing reality in real time. You're watching your brain's best guess, slightly delayed and heavily edited. The present is an illusion. Number 4. Your brain invents patterns that don't exist. You see a face in the clouds, Jesus on a piece of toast. You check your phone and 2 seconds later it buzzes. Your brain screams, I knew it. But you didn't. You're experiencing pareidolia and apophenia, the brain's obsession with finding patterns even when there aren't any. Humans evolved to detect patterns. The rustle in the grass might be wind, or it might be a predator. Our ancestors who assumed predator survived more often. So your brain is hyper-tuned to see connections, threats, and meaning everywhere, even when it's random noise. This is why gambling addicts think they see patterns in slot machines. Why conspiracy theorists connect unrelated events into grand narratives. Why people think their lucky shirt affects sports outcomes. Your brain is a pattern recognition machine that can't turn off. It finds meaning in coincidence, intention in randomness, and design in chaos. And it feels so convincing that you'll argue it's real. It's not. Your brain is just connecting dots that were never meant to form a picture. Number 3. You think you know what makes you happy. Ask someone what would make them happy. A new car, a promotion, winning the lottery. They're confident. They're wrong. Psychologists call this affective forecasting, predicting your future emotions. And humans are terrible at it. Studies show that people consistently overestimate how happy positive events will make them and how sad negative events will make them. You get the promotion. You're thrilled for 2 weeks. Then you adapt. It's called hedonic adaptation. Your happiness baseline returns to normal. Meanwhile, the things you thought wouldn't matter, a short commute, good coworkers, autonomy, those actually predict long-term happiness far better than salary or status. Lottery winners return to baseline happiness within a year. Paraplegics do the same. Your brain lies to you about what will fulfill you because it prioritizes novelty and comparison, not sustained well-being. You chase achievements thinking they'll complete you. They don't. And your brain keeps promising that the next one will. It won't. Happiness isn't where your brain says it is, but you'll keep believing it anyway. Number 2. You trust your gut, and your gut is an idiot. You meet someone. Instant bad vibe. You can't explain it. You just know. Your gut feeling is just pattern matching based on incomplete data and past experiences. It's fast, it's automatic, and it's biased. Your gut reinforces stereotypes. It makes snap judgments based on appearance, accent, and superficial traits. It's the reason implicit bias exists. Your conscious brain says, don't judge people. Your gut says, this person looks like someone who wronged me once, so threat detected. And your gut wins because it feels like instinct, which feels like truth. Malcolm Gladwell wrote a whole book praising snap judgments called Blink. But the science doesn't hold up. Gut feelings are right just often enough to keep you believing in them. But they're wrong constantly, especially in complex situations. Hiring decisions, relationship choices, risk assessment. Your gut doesn't have enough information, but it pretends it does. Real experts do trust their instincts, but only after years of experience in a stable environment where patterns actually exist. A chess master's gut is trained. Yours is just anxious and biased. Your gut isn't wisdom. It's your brain taking shortcuts and pretending it's certainty. Number 1, you think you're experiencing reality, but you're hallucinating it. Everything you think you see, hear, and feel, it's a simulation your brain is running. Your eyes don't show you the world. They send electrical signals. Your brain takes those signals and constructs a model of reality. But that model is full of guesses, deletions, and outright fabrications. You have a blind spot in each eye where the optic nerve connects. You don't see it because your brain fills it in with fake visual data. You don't notice your nose even though it's always in your field of vision. Your brain edits it out. When you turn your head, the world doesn't blur even though your vision should. Your brain stabilizes the image by predicting what should be there and showing you that instead. Neurologist Anil Seth describes consciousness as a controlled hallucination. Your brain's model of reality is so convincing that you mistake it for reality itself. But it's just the best guess based on incomplete information. The world you experience is inside your skull. The actual world, the one made of atoms and energy, you never touch it directly. You live in your brain's interpretation. And here's the terrifying part. When that model breaks, even slightly, you get visual hallucinations, auditory hallucinations, phantom limbs, false certainty. What you call reality is just your brain's model working correctly most of the time. But it's still a model, still a hallucination, just a really persistent one that everyone agrees on. That's it for today. I'll be making similar videos in the future. Subscribe to see them.